The Sri Chakra and the Kamalamba Nava Avarana Kritis.
Namaste. I'm Sangeeta from Hastaswara Performing Arts, School of Bharatanatyam and Carnatic music. I'm grateful today that my passion for music and dance has led me to explore the deep and mystical world of Sri Chakra through Muthuswami Dikshitar's Kamalamba Nava Avarana Kritis. What is Sri Chakra? Where did it all start? And why is there such a buzz around this topic? These were the questions in me that drove me to dive even deeper to know its origin and significance to mankind. Can you believe that it dates back to the 8th century and was originated by Sri Adi Shankaracharya and is still being explored not just in India but all over the world? What is being presented today is just a mere drop in the ocean of knowledge. Please join me in learning more about the Sri Chakra, its origin, Sri Vidya, Muthuswami Dikshitar's passion in this subject that made him compose the masterpiece Kamalamba Nava Avarana Kritis, and understanding where the subject of Sri Chakra is being explored around the world.
The Sri Chakra, also called the Sri Yantra, is a form of mystical diagram used in the Sri Vidya school of Hinduism. It consists of 9 concentric layers, Avaranas, and represents the 9 obstacles to enlightenment or self-realization. The Sri Chakra has a total of 102 deities. The main goddess, Sri Mahatripura Sundari, is believed to be housed in the Bindu, the center of the Sri Chakra. Man's spiritual journey from the stage of material existence to ultimate enlightenment is mapped on the Sri Chakra. In Hinduism, one of the various ways to connect with the higher one, Ishvara, is through the mode of tool, Yantra. This worship of God is known as Yantra Puja. Various instruments have been arranged in Puranas for almost every occasion and for the worship of various deities. But Sri Yantra is considered to be paramount in them. The chakra is formed by 9 interlocking triangles, 4 upward ones which represent Shiva and 5 downward ones which represent Shakti. All these surround the central point, the Bindu. The Yantra represents the union of male and female aspects of divinity. Adi Shankaracharya was an 8th century saint, philosopher, and poet who is credited with the revival of Hinduism. His legacy lives on in the form of the 4 mutts of Shankaracharya. These mutts in India were established by Adi Shankaracharya in 4 cardinal directions. Each of the 4 mutts of Shankaracharya was assigned one of the Vedas to study and propagate. In the south, it is Sri Sharada Peetham in Sringeri, Karnataka for Yajurveda. In the east, it is Sri Govardhana Peetham in Puri, Odisha for Rigveda. In the west, it is Sri Kalika Peetham in Dwaraka, Gujarat for Samaveda. In the north, it is Sri Jyotir Peetham, Jyotirmat in Uttarakhand for Atharvaveda. The origin of the Sri Chakra is considered to be a result of a boon to Adi Shankaracharya from Lord Shiva. The saint did not ask anything for himself, instead asked for a permanent solution for finding peace and prosperity in the world. Lord Shiva narrated the greatness of the Sri Chakra. He said that Mother Goddess resides in the Sri Chakra and hence proper worship of the Sri Chakra helps in attaining peace, prosperity and liberation. Adi Shankaracharya has consecrated the Sri Chakra in a number of Devi temples. Adi Shankaracharya is described by many to have been a Sri Vidya Upasaka. Sri Vidya is the knowledge and worship of Mother Goddess Sri Mahatripura Sundari. Worship of a god is the gradual process of elevating the level of consciousness of the worshipper and understanding of one's true self. Sri Vidya is a way of life. It helps pave a path for a smooth lifestyle and maintaining healthy relationships with others. It is a lifestyle where the seeker learns to accept the world as it is. Sri Vidya teaches us to live in the moment with total energy, awareness, and joyfulness independent of external environment. Sri Muthuswami Dikshitar, one of the trinities of Carnatic music, was an ardent devotee of goddess Kamalamba, the celebrated deity of the famous Tyagaraja temple of Tiruvarur. He composed the Kamalamba Nava Avarana Kritis. Nava means 9 and Avarana means obstruction, in praise of the goddess. Each of the Kritis glorifies one of the 9 Avaranas of the Sri Chakra. The goddess is the reference to the divine mother of the universe or the supreme consciousness. Avarana is a Sanskrit term which translates as covering or obstruction. Avarana is a veil of ignorance that dulls the mind and prevents us from seeing our true or higher self. Without lifting the veil of Avarana, it is not possible to know the Absolute Spirit, which is known as the Brahman. Sri Chakra has several symbolisms. As per the Tantric ideology, the Sanskrit alphabet is regarded as the vocal epitome of the universe, and each letter is transformed into energy when introduced into the chakra. It acquires the character of a seed syllable, Bijakshara, representing a divine aspect. Here, the consonants are basically inert and depend on vowels, just as Shiva depends on Shakti to manifest in a meaningful form. It is only when the germinating power of vowels is infused with consonants, the latter gain meaning. The consonants inscribed onto the Sri Chakra derive power since they are now in union with Shakti. Dikshitar therefore says that the vowels and consonants inscribed into the Sri Chakra are representations of energy and consciousness. The first Avaranam is called the Bhupuram, the outermost gateway of 3 rectangular walls, and the chakra is called the Trilokya Mohana Chakra, one that enchants the 3 worlds. The Chakreshwari is Tripura and the Yogini is Prakata Yogini. There are 28 Shaktis in this chakra, collectively known as the Prakata Yoginis. Each of the Avarana Devatas represent the different state of mind while practicing Sri Vidya, and this Avarana represents wakefulness. In the waking state, consciousness is turned outward to the external world as we perceive the world through our senses and experience the gross objects of the physical world around us. The first Avarana Kriti, Kamalamba Samrakshatumam, is in Ananda Bhairavi Ragam and Mishra Chapu Talam and glorifies the Bhupuram, the outer square with 3 lines and the 4 gates of the Sri Chakra. As he enters the first Avarana, Dikshitar submits his salutations to Mother Goddess Kamalamba and prays for protection and guidance. He also submits his salutations to Anima and other Siddhi deities of the Avarana, Nitya Devis, Prakata Yogini, and other Matruka Devis. The second Avaranam is called the Shodashadalam, which represents the 16 petals, and the chakra is called the Sarvasha Paripuraka Chakra, the one that fulfills all expectations. The Chakreshwari is Tripureshi. There are 16 Shaktis in this chakra, collectively known as the Gupta Yoginis, and represent the 16 dispositions of the mind. The second Avarana Devata represents the state of dream. In this dreaming state, consciousness is turned toward the inner world. In the 16 petals, the 16 vowels of Sanskrit alphabet are inscribed. These symbolize 16 kalas or phases. This Avarana is about self-protection of the devotee and liberation from discontent by seeking identity with Shiva, the ever-complete and content. The second Avarana Kriti, Kamalamba Bhajare Re Manasa, is in Kalyani Ragam and Adi Talam and glorifies the second Avarana of the Sri Chakra. Dikshitar calls upon his mind to meditate on Kamalamba and cast aside all attachments to the illusionary existence. Kamalamba is the manifestation of the Supreme Spirit and the representation of the world and its principles. He refers to the Gupta Yoginis of this Avarana who relate to the powers in the 5 elements, the senses of perception, and the mind. The third Avaranam is called the Ashtadalam, which represents the 8 petals, and the chakra is called the Sarva Samshobhana Chakra, the one that agitates all. Each petal has a consonant inscribed within it that begins with Ka. The petals represent 8 divinities associated with erotic urges, independent of physical body. The Chakreshwari is Tripura Sundari. There are 8 Shaktis associated with this chakra and are described as Guptatara Yoginis. The third Avarana Devatas represents Sushupti or the dreamless state of mind. In this state, the senses do not operate, either looking at external objects or focused on the internal state. In deep sleep, all experiences reside into a realm of undifferentiated consciousness. The third Avarana Kriti, Sri Kamalambikaya Katakshi Toham, is in Ragam Shankarabaranam and Rupakatalam. This Kriti glorifies the third Avarana of the Sri Chakra. In this Kriti, Dikshitar says, Sri Kamalambika bestows her merciful sidelong glance on me, and I have realized that absolute Brahman. The Avarana is about overcoming agitations and the formless erotic urges that arise in mind. These refer to mental pleasures and agitations related to the modalities of mind, such as rejection, acceptance, and indifference. The fourth Avaranam is called the Chaturdasharam, which represents the 14 triangles, and the chakra is called the Sarva Saubhagyadayaka Chakra, the one that grants auspiciousness. The Chakreshwari is Tripuravasini. There are 14 Shaktis associated with this chakra and are described as Sampradaya Yoginis. While practicing Sri Vidya, the state of mind that the deity of the fourth Avarana represents is deliberation on God. The 14 triangles are inscribed with the 14 consonants, beginning with Ka and ending with Da. The 14 triangles of the chakra represent the 14 channels of the vital forces in the body. The 14 corners represent the 14 powers of the goddess. The fourth Avarana Kriti, Kamalambikaye, is in Ragam Kamboji and Kanda Atatalam. This Kriti glorifies the fourth Avarana of the Sri Chakra. Dikshitar addresses Kamalamba as the heart of the great tradition Prabala Sampradaya, to which Dikshitar belongs. He praises the mother as the manifest ruler of the 14 worlds: mind, intellect, being, conscious ego, and the 10 indriyas or senses. The symbolism of this Avarana is the one cherished by all, as it suggests the identity of Shiva with Shakti. The fifth Avaranam is called the Bahir Dasharam, which represents the outer set of 10 triangles, and the Chakra is called the Sarvartha Sadhaka Chakra, the one that is a means for attainment of all purposes. The Chakreshwari is Tripura Shri. There are 10 Shaktis associated with this chakra and are described as Kulotirna Yoginis. Each of the Avarana Devatas represent the different states of mind while practicing Sri Vidya. This Avarana represents proximity to the Guru. The 10 triangles represent the 10 vital currents responsible for the various functions of the body and mind. The fifth Avarana Kriti, Sri Kamalambaya Param, is in Bhairavi Ragam and Mishra Jampatalam. This Kriti glorifies the fifth Avarana of the Sri Chakra. The composition begins and ends with the phrase, "There is nothing and none beside Kamalambika." The rest is mere detail and metaphor. Dikshitar addresses the Devi as the auspicious one and worships the 10 manifestations of these Shaktis and describes them as the subtle forms of sound in the body. She is the incomparable, non-dual being without an end and beginning. The sixth Avaranam is called the Antardasharam, which represents the inner set of 10 triangles, and the chakra is called the Sarva Rakshakara Chakra, the protector of all. The Chakreshwari is Tripura Malini. There are 10 Shaktis associated with this chakra and are described as Nigarbha Yoginis. Each of the Avarana Devatas represents the different states of mind while practicing Sri Vidya. This Avarana represents Upadesha or guidance. The 10 triangles are inscribed with 10 consonants beginning with the letters of the Ka and Cha groups. They represent the powers of the Mother Goddess who presides over 10 vital fires. The sixth Avarana Kriti, Kamalambikayastava, is in Punnagavarali Ragam and Rupakatalam. The significance of this Avarana is explained as protection from all obstacles. The devotee distances himself from all that hinders his spiritual progress. Dikshitar describes the Antardashara Chakra as endowed with 10 aspects and glowing like fire. The seventh Avaranam is called the Vasukonam, which represents the innermost group of 8 triangles, and the chakra is called the Sarva Rogahara Chakra, the remover of all diseases. The Chakreshwari is Tripura Siddha. There are 8 Shaktis associated with this chakra and are described as Rahasya Yoginis. The state of mind represented by the 6th Avarana Devata is meditation. In the 8 triangles formed by this figure, 8 divinities presiding over speech reside. The significance of this enclosure is its power to eradicate the most basic of diseases, which is involvement with impure, fleeting existence laden with stress. The blessed state is attained when the distinctions between the subject, the object, and transactions between them are dissolved. The seventh Avarana Kriti, Sri Kamalambikayam, is in Sahana Ragam and Tishra Triputatalam and glorifies the seventh Avarana of the Sri Chakra. Dikshitar refers to his tradition by invoking the name of one of its gurus, Hayagriva. He also refers to the yogini of the chakra, Rahasya Yogini, and to the letters of the Pa group inscribed in the 8 triangles representing 8 Shaktis presiding over the aspect of speech. Dikshitar refers to the basic nature of the chakra, Sarva Roga Hara Chakra, cures all ills, and calls the mother the Raja Yogini who cures all kinds of illness. The 8th Avaranam is called the Trikonam, which represents the innermost soul triangle, and the chakra is called the Sarva Siddhi Prada Chakra, the one that gives all accomplishments. The Chakreshwari is Tripuramba. There are 3 Shaktis associated with this chakra and are described as Ati Rahasya Yoginis. Each of the Avarana Devatas represents the different state of mind while practicing Sri Vidya. This Avarana represents profound meditation. The 8th Avarana Kriti, Sri Kamalambike, is in Ghanta Ragam and Aditalam and glorifies the 8th Avarana of the Sri Chakra. Dikshitar sings the glory of the mother, the protector of worlds, adorned with garland of skulls and holding a trident. She is the ruler of the Sarva Siddhi Prada Chakra. The triangle itself is regarded the abode of the mother goddess. The 9th Avaranam is called the Bindu, which represents the dot inside the soul triangle, and the chakra is called the Sarvanandamaya Chakra, the one that is replete with bliss. The Chakreshwari is Mahatripura Sundari. The Yogini is Parapara Atirahasya Yogini. Each of the Avarana Devatas represents the different states of mind while practicing Sri Vidya. This Avarana represents Savikalpa Samadhi, the state in which the yogi's consciousness temporarily dissolves into Brahman. The 9th Avarana Kriti, Sri Kamalamba Jayati, is in Ahiri Ragam and Rupakatalam. It represents the mother goddess Mahatripura Sundari, Lalita, or Rajarajeshwari herself, and everything else is a manifestation of her aspects. The significance of this Avarana is the complete harmony of principles of pure consciousness, Shiva, and the principle of energy as deliberation, Vimarsha Shakti. It signifies a state of non-duality.
I'm sure by now this would have invoked curiosity in you to explore this topic a bit more. It is interesting how Sri Chakra is intertwined in many parts of the world, and here is a short compilation for you.